your astrologer Wonder Girl, and I am here to give you your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, July 10th to Sunday, July 16th. All right, Aquarius, what's going on for you is that we just ended last week, the very end of last week, with a full moon in your 12th house, opposing, here it was conjunct Pluto, opposing your 6th house of health, of job, of daily routines. You know, I noticed the other day, whenever I talk about the 6th house, I don't mention that the 6th house is the house of health. And I really wanted to do that because I do have an aunt who I think may watch these, who has some health stuff going on. I want her to know that it is here in the chart, okay? And that's the 6th house right here. I normally say job, but also the house of health. And I think what's been going on with you, Aquarius, lately is that you've been making some big changes in who you are on the inside. You're having to totally reconceptualize yourself and who you think you are and how you relate to the outside world in whatever way. And I think the end of last week into this week, you finally have to step into these changes that are going on inside you, and you have to accept them and you have to move into that. And that's so that you can focus more on your daily routine, so you can focus more on building something practical and stable in your life that can help, that resonates more with you, and that can help you be this new person or be it in a way that is better for you. As I said, this is also about health, so you need to let go of some of this inner stuff that's going on inside that may be hard for you, so that you can work on fixing your health, so that you can work on building some daily routines that are going to help you live a healthier life in some way, or a better life that's more comfortable for you. All right, so that's what's going on this week as you're coming into it. While you're thinking a lot about this stuff, or having a lot of intense feelings about these things, you're also going to be thinking a lot here about partnerships, about the people in your life and what's going on there, okay? And I think for you, that's going to be a lot about how you can do something new with people in your life, expand your partnerships, your relationships, to do something new and different that you haven't done before, to perhaps bring more happiness and to bring more joy into your life. That's because we do have Mercury in your 7th house in a sextile with Jupiter in your 9th of adventure. Okay, so I think you're trying to figure out maybe how your relationships, your intimate relationships with people you're close to, can just bring more fun into your life, make things happier for you in some way, and just do something new and different that you haven't done before. Okay, so that's a lot of what's going on. While that's happening though, I do think that we're all just a little bit frustrated that maybe things in other areas of our life aren't going as quickly or as fast as we would like them to go. Okay, and this for you, Aquarius, is going to have a lot to do with the 5th house of happiness. Okay, I think you want to be happy. I think you want to communicate with people. You want to be out and about and express yourself in some way, especially about the things that you enjoy. But I think it may be a little bit difficult for you. Okay, that's because we do have Venus in your 5th house making a semi-square to the Mars in your 6th house and to Uranus in your 3rd of communication and people around town. Okay, so I think there's something going on at your job, at your daily routines, with your health that you feel like is preventing you from being happy in some way, from being carefree in the way that you would like. Perhaps there's also something going on with people around town or in some kind of communication and news that you are getting or receiving as well that is just weighing you down a little bit here. That may be a little bit hard for you. And I think the message here, especially with semi-squares, is not that things won't get better. It's not that things cannot get better. It's just you're gonna need to be patient. You're gonna need to work at it. You're gonna need to just give it some time, all right? And things will come together eventually, okay? So that's what's going on there. While that's happening, we also do have Neptune in your 2nd house making that same aspect to Uranus in your 3rd. And the 2nd house is like money and confidence and your gifts and talents and skills, okay? And so I think that there's also some frustration about how you can communicate about things that are close to your heart, about things you feel like you're good at. A lot of communication, perhaps about money as well, is a little frustrating, or just working with people in your community in a way that makes you feel good and unique and special can also be a little frustrating. Again, doesn't mean it's not possible for these things to work better, just that it's going to take a little bit of time for that to work out. Now, the message of this week, while you're frustrated about all of this stuff going on and thinking about, you know, some other things, I think the message for you is to really try to reconceptualize your life and put things in a different perspective, so that you don't get lost in all these old perspectives that don't work for you anymore and that are holding you back. Okay, and that new perspective and readjustment you're going to need to make is going to have a lot to do with people and how you relate to people and the relationships that you have, because it's Mercury here forming a quincunx with Neptune in your 2nd house and with Pluto in your 12th. So I think you're going to have to think about people and your relationships differently. Maybe you have a lot of stuff going on inside you that doesn't feel quite right in some way, and you're gonna have to figure out how you can work with people while not feeling right with yourself, or while still trying to work some issues out that are going on with you and some changes that you're making with yourself. You got to do that a little bit differently, okay? Because we also have the same aspect going on in your second house as well. You got to figure out how to be more confident working with people, how to work, you know, with your relationships with money in some way. If money is an issue, you got to think differently about money and people, differently about your gifts and talents and how you can contribute to other people, how other people can use their gifts and talents to help you in some way. So there's a lot of stuff you got to rearrange in relationships. We also do have the sun in your 6th, making the same aspect over here to Saturn in your 11th of goals. So I think there's also some things going on where you got to think very differently about your job that you have and how you can reach some goals in your life, about where your health is and about what kind of dreams for the future you can realistically have with what is going on right now. And it may require a little bit of a reorientation and to think about things a little bit differently, okay? Now this week, a lot for you is going to be here thinking about your identity and who you are. Maybe some things from the past might come up as well, and a lot about your body perhaps too, your money, your confidence in some way. Those are big areas of focus for you at this time. Just thinking about how you can better work with some of those things, all right? So that's what I have for you for this week. Now your card for the week is the 3 of Cups reversed. Now this card for me does indicate feeling a little bit down and out this week, not wanting to talk to people, wanting to be alone, wanting to isolate yourself, okay? In some way. And sometimes that can be good, but you have to watch it and make sure you're not isolating yourself for the sake of isolating yourself. You know, people can be good. People can help you in some way, especially you got a lot of stuff going on here with your 7th house of partnerships. You know, you got to figure out how to have fun with people, how to lighten up, how to loosen up a little bit, how to enjoy yourself with the people that are in front of you, okay? Don't sequester yourself in a corner this week, but really try to find ways to bring more excitement into your life and to have other people and to let other people help you in the ways that you know or need or want to be helped, okay? So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on Facebook, like it on YouTube, share it with your friends, and I'll talk to you later.